ladies and gentlemen of all ages, boys and girls. Thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of Angry Meat Production. We appreciate you coming in and letting us be a part of your lives week in and week out. We hope to do our best to present you with something that your eardrums delight in. Whether you're looking at us on YouTube or Rumble, or listening to us on Spotify, Google, or Anchor, or any of the other podcast services that we are currently on or trying to get on. We thank you. And if you don't mind, at the end of every episode, stop by, leave us a comment, leave us a like. If it asks for 5 stars, we'll take 5 stars, even if you don't like us. 5 stars are what it's all about. With that being said, we hope you enjoy our attempt to make our advocation our vocation. Ladies and gentlemen, let the games begin.
Welcome, Angry Faithful. Today on it's 110.
Yeah.
Wow. No, what was last
111.
week? Is it 111?
Yeah.
I messed up. No big deal. 111, 111.
So we either have 3 lieutenants or we have a captain and a lieutenant, which means ultimately, either way we go, we're fucked.
Yeah, pretty much. And today we're going to talk about lumberjack sports. Man, I get into like weird sports and everything. I have nothing like on baseball, football, or anything like that. But like the slap fighting and lumberjack competitions. Have you ever seen those?
Yeah, I saw one yesterday, or was it this morning? I can't remember. My days are running together, but it was like a hybrid of 3 different sports. It was basketball, wrestling, and like MMA, like all rolled into one. It was called
Really?
like wrestle ball or something like that. And basically, I mean, you're on the ground, but you're on a padded court, like a wrestling mat.
Yeah.
And you still have to score points or whatever. But there's no such thing as charging in this sport, because I mean there are dudes getting full on suplexes done on them. Like guys will go up for a layup and the defender will straight grab the guy by the waist,
I've
lean
actually
back and do into a bridge and just slam dude on his head.
Yeah, it's fucking phenomenal. That and what was the other thing that grass cutting, because they use what the size,
Yeah.
and they cut the grass as fast as they can.
Yeah, I've seen that, and I was like, man, the people that are inventing these sports are probably the same people that invented curling.
Probably.
Bunch of drunk dads sitting at the bar because they don't want to go home after work, and they're just like, fuck this job. And, we can be professional athletes. I got an idea.
Hey, yeah. I still think that's the way with bowling. Or golf.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, with bowling, dude, bowling is so like I no way, shape, form, or fashion am I good at bowling, like at all.
I'm horrible at it.
For years, all I did was just the straight wrist, just toss, roll it down the middle, aim at an arrow kind of a thing.
I got the spin down.
Well, I didn't start figuring out the spin until it was about a year ago. I went to go stay with my oldest son in Amarillo. Just I wanted to see his house, wanted to hang out with him, and one of the stops on our grand tour that night was a bowling alley.
Mm-hmm.
And his buddy, comes up and he's got his own ball and his own shoes and everything. He's cleaning the ball and he's spraying stuff on the ball to get the extra wax off of it. And he's polishing it up. I mean, then this dude's sitting there just arcing the ball in, right? I'm like, how do y'all do that? And Chauncey's like, well, this is what I think. And so he does his thing. And so I start trying to figure it out because I'm left-handed, right? So,
Yeah.
I'm throwing all kinds of backwards. And I start figuring it out. And my son looks at me, he goes, I have created a monster. And so,
That's one of the things like everybody's like asking me. I don't know why they asked me an opinion or anything like that. They asked me, it's like, what kind of business in Wichita Falls do you think it would actually, pan out? I'm like, we only have one bowling alley, and it's
yeah,
all packed.
like the United that y'all
We
just,
have another. We used to have two bowling alleys.
yeah, it was a Village Bowl and Falls Bowl.
Yeah.
Falls Bowl used to be over there, in Century City.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, um, I'm like, okay, they've got all these buildings that are former grocery stores, right? The United just moved in over there at Southwest Parkway in Kent.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you know how well a main event type stuff or type operation or even a Dave and Buster's would do in that town? Did it stay busy all the time? Well, not so much Dave and Buster's.
I don't think the
But definitely a main event because main event's more of a, it's more of a blue collar man's kind of, version of Dave and Buster's.
Yeah.
But I mean, it definitely would have put Chuck E. Cheese out of business, which, let's be honest, that
I'm
kind of
surprised it's still in business.
I don't know. I think the fact that they serve beer now probably helps. Because I mean, that was one of the biggest takeaways was the fact that there was absolutely nothing there for the adults. They were there. I mean, there's kids running around in a building that's older than it needs to be.
It's so sad how much stuff that's actually gone away, like Funtown or
Funland.
Funland, yeah,
Oh
Funland,
yeah, over there by the fire station on Southwest Parkway.
which I think it was just bought out by the Pattersons, and they just wanted to make their own little.
Yeah, well, I mean, after Anthony Patterson's new charges and stipulations, I'm
Yeah.
wondering how that's going to work because that big house on the hill by that park and the YMCA, it's awfully close, and he can't be within 1,000 feet of either.
This is true.
So I'm like,
Yeah, it's kind of. I told you what happened to me when that all that stuff like panned down, right? I went to take a friend of mine that's never shot a gun out to the range.
yeah,
And we went to go get some drinks from the Murphy's. We went to go get drinks. There's a bus stop right in front of that Murphy's.
right.
It's like, hey, that chick's kind of good looking. I was like, hey, you wanna know my luck? He's like, what are you talking about? She's cute, isn't she? It's like, yeah, we'll pick her up and take her
But
where.
if you're lucky, it's a dude.
No. It's not even that much luck. If it was a dude, it would be a little bit more sane. Picked her up. I was like, hey, ma'am, do you need a ride? I mean, it's like 120 degrees outside and it's hot. And so do you want to ride? Yeah, sure. Well, she got in the car and we take her to the main bus stop downtown, which is totally opposite way where we're going.
Right.
And she's talking, it's like, yeah, I knew you. Did you hear anything about the Pattersons? Like, no. Well, I was there when he wasn't killed. He didn't murder himself. I was there and he was murdered. And I know all about the Pattersons. Like, oh, that's good. Tell us all the stuff. Because I just like stories. I'm a glutton for punishment. Because
right.
I just
you kind of are. So yeah.
So take her down there. And she gets out. She's like, thanks very much. And I hope you have a blessed day. Okay, cool. No problem. Drive off. And was like, that's my fucking luck. That's why I don't date right now or ever. And he goes, my God, why did you even pick her up? I was like, I had my fucking gun. I wasn't worried. I was perfectly safe.
Yeah.
We're going to the gun range. We're good. He's like, dude, either A, you're crazy son of a bitch, or B, you just have that kind of. I was like, I have that kind of luck. I mean, she was very attractive, but those rocks were rattling way too much in that brain.
Yeah, the thing about marbles, though, you can never catch all of them.
Yeah, no.
All right.
Goes away.
Gonna launch into this a little bit here. Jacob DeGrom, he's supposed to have surgery on a torn UCL in his right elbow. It's the ulnar tendon or ligament rather.
Yeah.
He's obviously distraught about it because I mean the Rangers are doing exceptionally well. I didn't check the standings yet before we came on, but I do believe that they're still in first place in the American League West. Nathan Eovaldi from Alvin, Texas, he's having a remarkable, like we're talking Cy Young caliber type season for the Texas Rangers right now. So good job, Hayne Bloom, for not re-signing him with the Red Sox. Jackass.
Hey, quick question, and this is coming on baseball. Max Sizer, I sent you a
Max Scherzer.
Scherzer.
Yeah.
That was new, wasn't it?
Let me double check here.
Because he
was it in text message?
Yeah, it was TikTok.
Oh no.
When a release
Think about the TikTok videos. I mean, unless they're dated, I think that they're kind of old. I know that there's been a few videos going around about him. Like, yeah, I mean, he's an angry man. I mean, he's plus he's got 2 different colored eyes, which everybody knows about. I mean, he's just like he screams and yells at himself.
well,
And
no, that's not what I was going off on. It was like when a relief pitcher his second career game hits a grand slam off of Max Scherzer.
Scherzer. No, that was a couple of years ago because Max Scherzer for the last 2 years has played for the Mets.
Oh, okay.
And he was in a Washington Nationals uniform when that happened. I remember I was watching that game because I was just bored. There was nothing else on TV. So I just flipped it over to MLB Premium and I just caught the middle of the day game. And yeah, that was kind of rough. But let me see here. Aaron Judge is hurt again.
I just watched that. Was it Aaron Judge? I sent so many fucking TikToks. It's not even funny. I'm
dude, I don't even get to all of them. That's how many you send.
Yes.
But yeah, Texas
One of them
is
wasn't
leading
even
their division right now by 3.5 games over Houston.
Is this the worst?
Okay.
But it's baseball's. I mean, we're coming up on the All-Star break. We can already see who's going to be there at the end, who's not. Barring some kind of like miracle of miracles, the Red Sox are going to yet once again miss the playoffs, even with the expanded wild card roster or format is what it is. Moving on to football, DeAndre Hopkins, he is kind of the hot commodity, and there's a few teams out there that are trying to land him. Dallas said that they would like to, but not most likely. They said that it's probably not going to happen.
I don't think that would be a good fit.
What, DeAndre Hopkins? I mean, dude, he's a great wide receiver. He just needs to.
He is a great wide receiver and everything.
Are you talking about like a fit for the Cowboys?
Yeah, fit for the Cowboys.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of there's obviously some talk around here in the Houston area that it would be great for him to re-sign with the Texans. Would that give him a deep threat? Yeah,
for him, it would probably be my opinion.
He's probably going to either end up at the Chiefs or Buffalo. That's my.
I was going Bengals. It might surprise you, but Bengals.
Yeah, I mean, if so, yeah, I'm okay with that. But I mean, it's
well, Okay.
Okay, here's the thing. Wide receiver is only as good numbers wise as his quarterback.
Yeah.
So um um but it's one of these situations where it's like, okay, yeah, he's fast, he's a deep threat, he can
But
make guys
honestly,
miss.
Joe Burrows would actually be a good fit for him, though.
Yeah. My problem is that quarterbacks can only be as good as their offensive lines. So, I mean, it feeds into the model that, you know, it takes it takes the entire offense to make the offense successful.
Yeah.
Um,
And
so you know
they have
it.
a decent offense too. Decent. I didn't say the best. I said decent.
Yeah, so it's one of those situations where it's more or less wherever he ends up, that team is going to definitely be bringing on a very good weapon. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, he put up some decent numbers while he was in Arizona. He just didn't have a quarterback that was worth it.
Oh God, no.
Worth the flip. Um, I mean, the same can be said for. Uh, I mean, would we like to see DeAndre Hopkins in Dallas? Yeah. Are you correct in thinking that he may not be a good fit? Yes. And the reason for that is that there's a lot of personalities in Dallas already.
Yeah.
And
That
you have people like CeeDee Lamb, who, I mean, he's number 88. You know, he's wearing the coveted number 88 for the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, there's a certain level of expectation from the player or for the player that, well, no, it'd be from the player that's wearing it. And that is to produce at a high level.
Yeah, that's one thing I didn't like about I really don't like about the Cowboys because it almost seems like they're playing like Jersey, New York Yankees in that type of
Well,
aspect.
okay,
Of
well, with the Yankees, they're
they're
very
trying to find
notorious. Yeah. Well, the Yankees are notorious for retiring jersey numbers. You know, you got Monument Valley out there, you know, in center field, but it's like, you know, there's, I mean, you can only retire so many numbers. Um,
there's infinite numbers. I mean, there's the numbers are just going to get bigger on the bags.
hold on here. But
Same thing. Hold on. Go ahead.
yeah, so it's where he ends up. I mean, I could see him ending up in KC because he wants to catch passes from Patrick Mahomes. I could also see the same thing for Buffalo with Josh Allen out there. Uh, yeah, Joe Burrows in Cincinnati, that would be kind of an interesting, uh, you know, match to watch. He's definitely got you know, some decision making to do. So we'll keep an eye on that and see where it goes. Um, but before we move on from football, the Chiefs, they visited the White House. Biden managed to not fall during that visit. So, you know,
I'm
hey,
surprised.
yeah, things are looking up. Apparently, they would have blamed it on another sandbag or something. I guess I don't know.
Air
Uh,
does that too.
do what?
I've seen people trip on air.
Apparently, yeah. Um, so the Stanley Cup, it is. Let me see. I believe that. Yeah. So the Vegas Knights are up 2-0 over the Florida Panthers. I think the Golden Knights are going to bring the cup. They're going to win the cup this year. I mean, it's like voting for the lesser of two evils. I mean, I would have preferred to have seen the Bruins there, but the Bruins played themselves out of the playoffs. But this is a different Vegas team than the one, obviously, that went to the Stanley Cup a few years ago on their first or second season in existence. And I think they're more honed. They are more cohesive as a unit. And but I think they're going to pull this one together. I think they're going to close this one out. It may not be a 4-game sweep. I think in the end it'll at the most maybe a 5-game series. But I don't know. It's been kind of fun to kind of just watch. I haven't been like glued to the set watching the Stanley Cup, just because. I mean, I've had a lot of other stuff going on, but moving into NASCAR news, Chase Elliott served a 1-week suspension this week.
What happened there?
Well, Denny Hamlin went crying and complaining, and NASCAR's got to take care of their modern day Mark Martin. He seems to win everything except a championship. Not to take away from Mark Martin, because comparing Mark Martin to comparing Denny Hamlin to Mark Martin is doing Mark Martin a disservice as far as I'm concerned.
Is there some kind of beef with that? With those two?
What, with Mark Martin and Denny Hamlin? No, the different drivers, different errors. Denny Hamlin always seems to be there at the end of the season, on the verge of competing for a championship or right there qualifying for the championship race. He just never seals the deal, and it's always somebody else's fault. It's never his. Chase Elliott, he ran Chase Elliott up into the wall during the Coca-Cola 600 last weekend, or not this past weekend, but weekend before last, Memorial Day weekend. And so there was, so Chase Elliott he bangs off the wall and he comes back down and he clips Denny Hamlin in the right rear quarter panel, and Denny Hamlin crashes head on into the outside retaining wall. And he bitched and moaned and raised all kinds of hell. And for whatever reason, Denny Hamlin seems to be the protected golden child this year. So Chase Elliott served a 1-week suspension from that. They were in St. Louis this past weekend.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking the Chase Elliott and the other guy had like beefs with each other.
Oh yeah, no. Denny Hamlin has wrecked Chase Elliott so many times in the past, intentionally, and nothing happens to Denny Hamlin at all. He's if he can just get over the hump and get that first championship, he'll be an unstoppable force, kind of a deal. But Chase Elliott, he didn't like to take crap from anybody. I mean, he's kind of a hard-nosed racer. He'll race people clean, but you piss him off enough, he'll hook you, kind of a deal. And
yeah,
and I'm fine with that. Obviously there's such situational. I mean, there's times when you can wreck somebody without it making it look like you wrecked somebody. But they were in St. Louis this weekend. It's a weird race. Fox's coverage broke. There was no cameras. There was no. Just kind of like the racetrack broke. There was no power. There was no cameras. There was no mics. There was no radio.
really?
So they had to red flag the race for a little bit to get everything back up and running. And then they get it going back. And somebody wrecks into the outside wall and they break the safer barrier. So they have to red flag the race again, so that way they can fix the safer barrier, which is a mandatory thing.
Yeah.
And then when they finally get back to going, I mean, it's almost going to turn into a night race kind of a situation. But Kyle Busch, he was the pole winner. He started the race from the number one position on Sunday, and he closed it out not wire to wire, but he led the lap that mattered the most, and that was the last one. So good job on Kyle Busch getting his third victory of the year. Next week is the let's see here, Sonoma. They're going to a road course out in California. It's a 110 lap event for 218.9 miles. It's the Toyota SafeMart 350. And it's not like 350 miles. No, it's 350 kilometers kind of a situation. So because
why are they going like evil metric system?
Well, no, I mean, they only do that for like one race a year or something like that. So it's just because Sonoma, it's California, dude. So it is what it is. But it's a road course race next weekend. After that, it's going to be the Ally 400 at the Nashville Super Speedway. That's going to be a 300 lap event for 399 miles. And then the month of July rolls around. They've got the Chicago Street Race at the beginning of the month on the 2nd of July. Then they go to Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Quaker State 400.
I'm actually interested in seeing the Chicago race, not because
I am too, just because
I just want to. I want
to see how big of a nut roll that's going to be.
No, I just want to see how many drive-by stuff is going to happen.
Well, security for the crews is going to be a premium.
Because what was it? The new Justified movie?
Mm-hmm.
They actually went down in Chicago and filmed a little bit in Chicago, and there was a shooting. It was, yeah. Timothy,
go for the pizza, stay because you got shot. Good job, Chicago.
Yeah.
So there's going to be 5 races in the month of July. Then August rolls around. That one's got the 4 races. There's the cutoff race for the regular season. The last regular season race is going to be in August on the 26th. It's the Coke Zero Sugar 400 at Daytona. That's traditionally always been the July 4th race, but NASCAR being what they are, decided to move it. Then we move into September. September 3rd is going to be at Darlington Raceway. September 10th is going to be at Kansas Speedway. September 16th is at Bristol Motor Speedway. Then on September 24th, the Auto Trader Echo Park Automotive 400, Texas Motor Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, watch the hell out, because Nerd Sports, Angry Me Production, we gonna be there. So I'm looking forward to that day.
Happy about that.
Dude.
We get together every week. It's like you're just craving the touch of us.
Well, it's not so much the fact that I get to hang out with y'all. It's the fact that I get to go to a race.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, cool. This is great, guys. Yeah. Sit over there, far end. Don't look at me. Don't touch me. I'm gonna watch this shit.
Right. Yeah. No, it's kind of like I'm that guy who, if I'm at home watching the Red Sox in the postseason, especially during the World Series, I never sit down. I'm pacing in my living room. I'm that guy.
Yeah.
I'm not the guy who rips his TV off the wall and smashes it because my team lost. No, because if that were the case, I'd be bankrupt because of the amount of TVs that I would have had to have smashed this year, because the 2023 edition of the Red Sox absolutely suck. But be that as it may. Before we get into the NBA Finals news, I'm going to give Colin a call real quick so I can get him in.
Okay. Yeah, the only thing I'm actually really excited for that weekend, though, is
Mhm.
one. I'm going to Torchy's. I love fucking Torchy's, and the
Yeah,
other,
I want to go to Torchy's. I also want to go to Babes. Babes Chicken.
we need to go to Cabela's.
Yeah, we do. We need
We need to go to
definitely
that
need to do
bar
that.
in front of Cabela's so I can show you what's up.
What's up, my guy?
Hello.
How was y'all's trip home?
Good.
Good.
I read book.
You what?
Read book.
You read a book?
Yeah.
I like how you said that like a Neanderthal, like I read book. It's great. Oh.
Read that one right. Read that one right there.
Oh. So all right, I got you. All right. All right. Let me do this here real quick. Can you still hear me, Colin? Can you still hear me?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Hold on, real quick.
Okay.
Oh shit! Oh
Did you finally hear it?
Yeah, the Channing Tatum in a warning horn.
Yeah.
Okay. This week's installment of Joke Time with Colin is brought to you, as always, by Mobile Notary Mindy. She is my lovely wife. She does powers of attorney, wills, medical documents, healthcare proxies, living wills, certifications of trust, assignment of personal property, HIPAA waivers, advanced healthcare directives, and I-9 verifications. She's bonded and E&O insured up to $100,000. She is certified with the National Notary Association. You can find her on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and at Mobile Notary Mindy. You would think that I've read this enough and lived with the woman I could say it without getting my tongue twisted up, but there you go. She's also RON commissioned, which is remote online notary certified. She's commissioned to do that, and she will be offering remote notarizations during the month of starting in the month of June. So, without further ado, here we are. We find ourselves at a unique crossroads. We're down a man because our co-host, Chris Jacka, is feeling not necessarily under the weather, but you should have seen the other guy. So we must carry on. We should not mourn that such men are not with us, but the fact that they lived. And to help us with that transition comes my genetic code, hailing from the deepest, darkest reaches of my nether regions. He is here to right wrongs, to corrupt morality, to bring back to the center what was either holistically evil or holistically good. Think of it as a time where you can piss everybody off in your Fallout game with the way that you conduct your business. It's that time once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, angry faithful of all ages, for Joke Time with Colin. As he's stuffing his face.
What did the transmasculate person say after top surgery? Glad to get that off my chest.
I knew it was coming.
Okay, what else? I know you got another one.
I'm not gonna tell the one you're thinking of because I just feel like you can't. It's not gonna be as funny, unless you tell it the way.
Do you want me to tell it? Because
What?
I'm the adult.
Okay.
Okay. All right, hold on, everybody. You will be subjected to my dulcet tones for just a few minutes. Timmy is talking to his friends, and one of his classmates comes over and starts talking shit about him, calling him a bunch of names and talking about his friends. Well, Timmy, after a while, gets fed up. Timmy is destined for the infantry. He gets up and walks over to this obvious bully and says, "Boy, how does your mama's pussy taste so damn good when a loaf of shit like you came out of it?"
That's funny right there.
Did I nail the delivery, Colin?
It was pretty good.
Okay, all right.
I got one more.
Oh, he's got one more. We got 3 jokes, and Chris isn't even here. How about that?
Okay. Pretty sure it's gonna be okay, but I just want to run it by.
What?
Oh God, hold on. Come on, open. Yeah, no, go ahead.
Female masturbation is like preparing coffee. You can grind your beans by hand, but it's easier and faster to use a machine.
Yes.
That one wins. That one wins.
How'd you get these coffee beans to the ground paste?
Oh my God, right? All right, bud. I will give you guys a call tomorrow or Thursday. All right. Give brother a hug for me. I love y'all.
Love you.
Later.
Oh wait,
Yeah, what?
I officially have 69 jokes in my folder in my notes.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. Win.
All right.
All right. Later, guy.
Later.
There he goes, everybody. My 14-year-old son, armed with a full 69 jokes in his joke folders.
We had like 69 subscribers for a long time.
Yeah, we did. We should have just blocked it from that point.
Yeah.
Like, we can't subscribe. Like, do you see how many subscribers we have? Oh, y'all are clever. Like, yeah, we know. You can still ring the bell though and get notifications. The NBA Finals, the Denver Nuggets versus the Miami Heat. That series is tied 1 game apiece.
Yeah,
next game is going to be tomorrow.
A lot of people are getting upset because it's not as exciting as they want it to be. I guess.
Yeah, it's just there's a lot of lackluster.
Yeah,
It's just kind of a ho hum kind of a deal. I don't know. I don't know. So over the weekend, you might notice that the backdrop has changed a little bit. For those of you watching us on Twitter, Spotify, or YouTube, my backdrop has changed a little bit. I built the original series Enterprise over the weekend, just because I wanted to get back into model building, because I'm trying to ramp up and kind of relearn some of the some of the tips and tricks for, like, model building, and there's model building and then there's model building. So my ultimate goal is to do a 1/350 scale USS Enterprise refit from the motion picture, or make it maybe the Enterprise A. That project's going to include a lot of photo etching. It's going to include LED lighting. Yeah, so it's going to be an expensive kit, and it's going to be an expensive build. I just want to make sure that I'm, trying to get all of the techniques down before I tackle something of that nature, because that particular model's been on my build list for, I don't know, years. I think the kit originally came out in 2009, I believe it is, and yeah, I have been chomping at the bit to try to get this thing built. So I got to track one down. I mean, they're out there. I just don't have the $300 to spend on a model kit right now. That's just for the kit. That's not including the photo etching. That's not including the Aztecing decals. It's not including the lighting system. So, and then on top of that, there's paint. So, may the odds ever be in my favor.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't really have a whole lot going on it's not like I control the news. There's not a whole lot going on in the way of sports news. Colin announced to me this last night that he has already beaten Tears of the Kingdom, the new Zelda game. He's already beaten it.
Yeah,
So he hasn't 100% of the game yet, so that's what he's going to go back and do. But I'm just like, okay, all right, well,
yeah, beating the game is not hard. I mean, it took me about 4 days to beat a Jedi Order, but I didn't 100% it. Diablo 4 right now, I got it like last Thursday, but I've been trying to play it. I wanted to play it like all the way through and everything as fast as I possibly can, but it actually has a lot of stuff to it. But
I mean,
well, no, I ended up getting busy. Kai needed a tooth extraction. I had to do Thursday's Nerd Sports, and I had to do an episode of Psychos and Sociopaths. So those 3 days was pretty much packed. I was pretty much playing just to fill in for when I was waiting on the video to compromise.
Yeah, no, I get it. Right now, I mean, I've been playing a lot of Minecraft.
Yeah, we talked about that last week.
Yeah, we did. I've been playing both Far Cry 5 and 6. I've already finished 6. I mean, do I think 6 is superior to 5? I think so. I don't know if I'm going to finish 5 or not, just because, I mean, yeah, it's on Game Pass, so, it is what it is. But I know what I'm waiting for is the 11th of June, because Microsoft is having their online event, and they're going to do a Starfield Direct. So they're going to talk about that new Bethesda game, Starfield. They're going to dedicate like an hour to that. I think it's an hour, maybe 30 to 45 minutes. I'm not sure. But I'm going to watch that, because that's a game I'm kind of hyped about. I mean, as long as they pull it off correctly, I think that the game is just going to kill. So, I don't know. I mean, past that, I mean, really, there's literally not a lot going on. The new season of Star Trek Strange New Worlds comes out on the 15th. So that's next. Yeah, that's next week. I'm not so much like, I'm like, okay, I liked season 1. It was kind of cool. It was a fresh perspective on
the history of the Enterprise
before Kirk. Kirk is going to be a bigger part of this season. I need to soundproof my doors.
Carpet.
All right. Well,
did you finish Ted Lasso?
No, I haven't even started Ted Lasso. Hold on just a second. I'll be there in just a second. But we're going to land this plane real quick, fast and dirty, because I've got to go answer the door.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap on this episode.
Yeah,
that's where you come in and say, I'm David Dickerman.
I'm David Dickerman.
I'm Johnny Skelton.
Thank you all for watching. Thank you for all listening. Goodbye.
Later, y'all.